Hey guys, it's day, oh god, what day is it? Day 6. It's day 6. Shows how with it I am this morning. Day 6 of ME Awareness Month, and today's video is about myths about the illness, so let's get started. I really need to focus on looking at the camera and not the screen because I keep looking like I'm not looking at people, which is weird. Number 1. ME only affects white people. ME only affects women. ME only affects middle-aged people. ME only affects type A personalities. ME can affect anyone. Pretty much any gender, any race, ethnicity, any age, any personality type. Like the whole type A thing was only, I'm pretty sure was only because they thought ME was just caused by burnout, so you did too much and therefore you got tired. No, it can affect anyone. It can affect it can affect children. It's not just middle-aged people who've burnt out. It can literally affect anyone. Number 2, it's just in your head. It's a mental illness. You're making it up. You're just a hypochondriac. You're just depressed. It's not really an illness. It's not a physical illness. Wrong. This is actually a complicated one to unpick because there isn't as big of a separation between our brains and our bodies than we had previously thought. So something can be in your head, and yet cause physical symptoms. People do get physical feelings of tiredness from depression, and depression we know is to do with your brain. The other thing is something can be in your brain and still physical. The brain is an organ in the body. It's an incredibly important organ, so something can be in your brain, in your head, and yet very much be a physical problem. I mean, a brain tumour, people probably do say it's all in your head because people will say that there are people who will say that about pretty much any condition regardless of the proof they're given, but most people would accept that a brain tumour is a physical illness. But it's in your head, it's to do with your brain. So this is why this one is so hard to unpick, because people find it hard to see that it's probably both, or probably like connected, and most people, but yeah, there are actually things that have been found, biological markers in people with ME. People with severe ME often have kind of multiple organs having problems and failing. I mean, and problems with heart and problems with your stomach and when it's milder, it's harder to see these things. You know, it's all a bit more nebulous, but there are definitely things there. But there hasn't been enough research, and maybe we don't yet have the tools to see it, and maybe it'll turn out that ME and chronic fatigue syndrome are actually several different illnesses, none of which we've actually found, and we'll do some more research and we'll find that there's 3, 4, 5 different illnesses with different treatments and but they all have the same symptoms. You know, who knows? But there is enough proof to show that it's not just people being depressed and getting a lot of physical symptoms from it, and also it's not your imagination. It's not, you can't imagine ME. It's not imaginary. Number 3. I'm gonna lose track of the numbers, aren't I? Number 3. You don't look sick. Try and keep my finger off the camera lens. You don't look sick, therefore you're not sick. What does sick look like? Every illness looks different. I don't get it. What does sick look like? And also, so yeah, okay, so firstly, you can't look sick because sick doesn't have a particular look. There are ways that somebody can look ill, but it's different for everybody. It's different for every illness. There is no universal sickness look. And then secondly, maybe you're just not looking hard enough. I mean, when I look in the mirror on my bad days, I can see in my eyes, I can see the tiredness in my eyes, I can see the bags beneath my eyes, I can see that I look paler, I can, you know, when I'm in pain I might limp because it hurts to put my full weight down. My face goes blank when I get brain fog. I get, you know, and it's not obvious, but it's there. You can often see something if you know, the people closest to somebody who's very ill will often be able to tell. Not always. There are people who genuinely never look sick, and the thing is, it's hard because you don't want to look sick, so we put makeup on, or we, you know, dress up in nicer clothes, and we plaster a smile on our faces because we want to look nice. Everybody wants to look nice. Nobody wants to look sick. And then we get accused of faking because we don't look sick. And then also, if we go out and we do look sick, that's when people start saying things like, you know, pull yourself together, and you get comments on it, and people ask you, you know, oh, what's wrong with you, and you get invasive questions, and you get, you know, people acting like you can't do what you're doing because you're ill, and it's just there's a whole range of other problems. There's problems with being visibly ill, and there's problems with being invisibly ill, and it sucks both ways, and there is no winning here. So, you know, you can't win. I think we're on number 4 now. So number 4, Emmy is just being tired all the time. No, it's not. I've talked about symptoms in a couple of other videos now, and I won't go into detail here because it'll make this too long, but basically there are loads of other symptoms. It's not just being tired. And also, the level of tired we experience is not a normal level of tired, it is fatigue. Most healthy people do not experience fatigue unless they have done, you know, a marathon or a 4-day hike or something. You know, it's not tired from a long day of work tired. It's bone aching, hit by a truck fatigue. It's not just being tired. And finally, number 5, you'd get better if you just did some more exercise, ate some kale, did yoga, took more supplements. The list goes on. No, it's not that simple. Yes, looking after your body will improve or will help improve most health conditions. Looking after your body, eating right, making sure that you're not deficient in any essential vitamins, you know, that's all going to be helpful. That helps everybody. A healthy person can get healthier by eating right. A healthy person who only eats pizza isn't actually... They might be lucky and feel reasonably okay only eating pizza, but they switch to a healthy diet and they're going to feel better, even though they thought they were fine in the first place. So yes, with ME you can manage it, and you can, some people, not everybody, but some people can improve it with eating good food, with, you know, yoga can help because it's got lots of health benefits, and it, you know, it helps keep you moving, you know, joints not stiffening up too much and stuff. But the thing is, exercise and activity are known to make ME worse. That's one of the main things of this illness. That's one of the main symptoms, is that exercise doesn't help. It makes it worse. You have to be very careful about your activity levels. So just going for a run is probably not... If it does help you, you might have been misdiagnosed. You might actually have a different illness, because with ME specifically, exercise worsens symptoms. You have to be very, very careful about upping your exercise. You have to take things very slowly when you're increasing your activity levels. Otherwise you can crash, you can relapse. Secondly, it's all very well to do those things as much as you can, you know, do your yoga, eat your kale, whatever. But take your supplements. But the thing is, when your body is sick, sometimes the things that are good for a healthy body aren't actually the best thing for a sick body. So I went to a yoga class and I do yoga. I do often do yoga. I enjoy doing yoga. It helps my mental health, certainly. But I felt so ill that I was lying on the floor crying because I could not do it. And it was actually more beneficial for me to lie on the floor and do some meditation and some relaxation rather than trying to do the yoga positions, because it made me too ill. Sometimes when your body's playing out, if you've got stomach and digestive problems, eating healthily is still not going to help your stomach, because your stomach maybe can't digest the food, chickpeas are super healthy, and they make my stomach hurt because I struggle to digest them. And same with like sweet corn. It's that sort of thing with a casing, a skin on it. I can't handle, and yet that's good for you, but it clearly obviously isn't brilliant for me. And supplements, taking supplements on top of medications, taking supplements that your body can't necessarily digest. You have to find what works for you. And that's why this is so annoying when people say, oh, well, if you just do this, if you just do that. It's like, well, no. I know my body. I listen to my doctor most of the time. I'm not going to listen to you. Anyway, this is probably going to be too long to upload now, so I'll stop. Like and subscribe if you want, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I'm travelling, so I don't know if I'll post tomorrow, but I'm going to try and film at least. Anyway, bye.